And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for yourself.
We are the last
Americans!
We are the last
Americans!
We are the last
Oh, little remix. We are the last American.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
What's up, dudes?
Oh, did it glitch or something?
Yeah, like the
music
video
paused.
like stopped for a second.
Yeah, maybe it's just on our end, but I got a remix version. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
A
cool.
lot of people pay a lot of money for remixes.
That's true.
They do. So we got it for free. So I'm not going to complain at all. But what's up,
Yeah,
dudes?
no copyright strike at all.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
How's everybody doing today? What is today?
Doing good,
Hump
dude.
day, bro.
How are you guys?
Fucking Wednesday. Doing well, man.
I got all my Christmas lights up today on the outside.
They look
of the
good.
house.
They look good. First thing
Got
I
a
said,
son.
Yeah.
you actually had most of it done the other day, but you did the top, and that really set it off, bro. It fucking
Set it off.
Yeah,
sure.
dude.
Here, hold on.
Oh, can you see it? You got it on the cam. Oh, you can see it there.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I can't
Jeez, you
see
went
it.
all out. You went all trim.
Oh, it looks kind of blurry, but
I can't see it,
Every
but hey,
piece of trim has a light bulb on it. Look at that.
yeah, man. And I
Are you going to do the deck out in front too?
not this year. I've already spent way too much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we sold
it's
everything
a lot
we
of time.
had, so we had to go buy all new decorations because
Yeah.
we got rid of everything before we moved.
Dude,
Yeah.
just wait until like the day after Christmas and you'll get a bunch of that shit on sale.
Dude, that's what we're doing.
True.
That's what we're doing. We got enough to hang lights, so we hung lights and we did some more inside stuff. But that's the same thing my wife says. She's like, let's just wait till after Christmas. We'll get all the shit for next year, and we can do bigger, better next year. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
There you
I'm
go.
down because we don't normally do lights,
You don't.
and so this is the first year we did lights.
Dave's been all ball humbug on Christmas.
I normally-
decorations
yeah.
for a long time.
Dude, I love doing it. I hate taking them down. That's the problem. I just don't want to go out there and take them down. But it's fairly easy what I did, so
Yeah.
shouldn't be a problem. Should not be a problem. But yeah, man. So yeah, it's getting that time. It's getting close to that time of year. The holidays are fast approaching.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I'm
I love
excited.
it.
It's my favorite time of year. Favorite time. It's been cool outside. It's like
the
60.
most wonderful time of the year.
There it is.
Yeah, the jizz smelling sweat is no longer
No.
protruding out of your pores.
Nope.
No, it's a cool 60 degrees every day.
Yeah, man. It's been nice. I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nipples have hurt 24/7. Okay, it's been like 20 degrees here.
Oh, shit.
I know. My dad sent me pictures of the house because like he's doing the finishing touches. And one of the pictures he sent me was in the living room, and you look out the window out into the yard, and it's just ice outside.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
Because-
going to say one of the pictures that he sent you was me rubbing my hard nipples. Because, I mean, geez.
God.
No,
These
it's
things
like
are hard, I'm telling you.
His house doesn't get any sunlight because it's like on the backside of a hill. So like
Okay.
everything is just ice all the time in the wintertime.
Yep.
Good selling point.
Yeah.
You know, nice and frosty. Yeah, man. So, yeah, dude, I let everybody know I might bounce off a little early today. My wife's parents are at the airport right now getting picked up by their
Yeah.
wife. And I want to be there to greet at the door. It's the first time they've been to our
Yeah.
house.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Yeah. So,
The
you know,
in-laws are coming in.
It's the first time
excited.
they've both been down here.
dude, I haven't seen my father-in-law for over a year. Like a year.
Yeah.
So like I'm super excited. He's a great dude, and I'm super excited to spend time with him. I've seen the mother-in-law. She's been here. She was in Austin with us, and I'm very excited about that. But it's good. We got Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah.
Our Thanksgiving. Hopefully you can make some of it. You know,
I actually requested.
Oh,
a day
you're
off.
redoing Thanksgiving or
we
something?
never did Thanksgiving really.
Dave and Joe didn't do it.
yeah, we're because her
They
family's
waited.
coming, and so we're doing it Saturday with
Okay.
Ash and Chris, and hopefully he gets the time off. But her parents are here. Her brother's coming tomorrow. And then we got Digger here, the grandma, and so
Cool.
yeah, we'll have our little festivities.
Digger's gonna get drunk and be yelling at people.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. You can't not have that. You know what I'm saying? You can not have that.
So, like, none of Dave's side of the family's coming?
None of them are gonna be here for that. Unfortunately,
Don't need them. Don't need them. Leave them
dude,
behind.
You know what? I miss them. I wish they could. But my mom can't make it. She just can't do it. Not right now. Not until some other things get figured out. So hopefully soon. Hopefully next year we'll be able to. But
Dude, your dad needs to make it down there. Wild Dave, bro.
he's such a fucking homebody, bro. Now, like in his old age, he just likes to ride his motorcycle and go home, and that's the extent of his. And you know what's great? Good for him. But yeah, I think he will. But you just don't know. You know.
Yeah.
It's a trip. You don't know.
When do you plan on making the voyage
Well,
back here?
Yeah, so we were talking about coming. We'll see, because there's other varying facts, but we're trying to come out in spring break. I know we said maybe you coming up here spring break, but my wife's like, well, we said we might go out there spring break. So what?
Okay.
If it's not,
Yeah, you guys. I think the girls came up here last spring break, didn't they?
Yeah, summer or spring? Summer. It was summer. It wasn't spring break. Yeah, it was later, around 4th of July or June, I think is what it was, something like that. But yeah, I'm hoping to make it out at that point. I'd love to see everybody. I mean, obviously, I want to see all the friends. I want to see the family. My grandparents are getting older. I want to make sure I get some time with them, that kind of thing. But yeah. I really wanted this year to be us like getting ourselves situated.
Yeah.
Getting ourselves moved in and like not try to focus too much on that. And, flights are expensive, man. Like, not terrible, but they add up, so.
Well, and they're just a pain in the ass because, I mean, back in the day, it was a straight direct flight guaranteed pretty much any time of the day you want, right? And now it's like you got a plan.
Yep.
And it's like if you want that direct flight, you're going to have to wake up at fucking butt crack in the morning, get your ass at the airport at 5 a.m. And I'm like,
which I do. Okay. I like that more. I got to be real with you. If I'm flying, I want to go early, like as early as possible, because I feel like I can rest a little bit in the morning, get there nice and bright and have the whole day. I'm not like getting in at 10 o'clock at night, and it's weird, because even when you came that one night to Austin, you got in at like 10 o'clock, right? So it's like you get home and you're like, all right, man, it's good seeing you, buddy. Have see you in the morning.
Oh, this was really cool.
Yeah,
I didn't really get to talk to you, but can I sleep on your pillow here?
Yeah, it's just like, it's tough, but I get it, man. It's cool, but
can I spoon you?
Oh God,
I gotta fall asleep and I gotta snuggle with somebody.
Well, hey, dude, I want to get right into this because we actually have some videos that we all saved a couple videos, and we want to break them down and like analyze.
Let's do that.
I had so much fun the other night when we were doing like the leg video, and like we did the Bigfoot a couple days ago. So I don't know what you guys have. I haven't even looked. I wanted to be surprised. But I have a few too. Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to start it off, I'm cool with that. Like whichever one you think is Greg, you said you had one. What'd you have?
Dude, yeah. So I saved one about the MH370 flight. And like we never really touched on this. The disappearing flight back in 2014.
Is that the Malaysia flight?
The Malaysia flight, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And resurfaced video. Like for some reason, these videos actually came out in 2014, but no one never really talked about them until now. And I guess it's like enhanced. I don't know. Okay. But so there was this leaked video from like the spy satellite, where it was like a just a drone satellite, right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen this. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So there's two different videos combined in one. It's a 3-minute long video here, but this is worth the wait because this guy who's actually talking on this video, I listened to like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour podcast of him. He is legit as fuck. He knows his shit. And he's like, I've had experts and analyze all of this data. We've gone like through and through because his thing is, are these videos real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, they are. And they actually found out that it was leaked from somebody. And somebody screenshotted it, and it was like this government footage, or it was like a government drone.
Okay.
Right? Like a spy drone. They recorded this event happen. They sent it to this contact who leaked it on YouTube and whatnot. And it's just a fascinating thing because listen to what this guy says. And I kind of want to add in just a little bit more detail of what I've heard in the podcast, too, because it's like, what?
Yeah,
why have we never talked about this?
Chris showed me this video the other day.
Yeah,
and my initial first kind of thought was, dude, it's interesting, but it seems fake. Like that
seems fake, right?
That was my first like feeling. But you know how I am with aliens, right? Like if this dude's saying that he thinks it's real, then I'm going to listen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it's bizarre because you got these floating orbs around the plane, and then it actually shows the plane disappear into like this portal, dude.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't see a part where
I didn't see the portal.
Check it out.
Okay,
check it out.
Let's play this, man. Let's play this.
This was another one of the false claims that the corridor crew guy Nico made, and there was no parallax. There actually is proven parallax.
Hold on here. I'm actually gonna make this zoom in on here a little bit.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, bro! Look at that. Okay, kablamo!
Dude, are you? Can you see it? Can they see this right now?
Yeah, I can see that.
That looks great. It's pretty bizarre when you see those orbs going around, or the UFOs or the orbs, whatever you want to call them. It's pretty fucking.
You
bizarre.
can see like there's on the right side one. There's the plane, and then there's 1, 2, 3 dots around it.
Yeah,
and there.
Now pay attention. Sorry to interrupt you, Chris, but pay attention to the streak flying behind the plane because this guy was saying from the thermal cam, which you'll see next, the belly of the plane is on fire, it seems like, because it's super hot, which is not normal for like a plane like this.
Oh.
And the jet trail flying behind the plane, he said it's not cold enough.
The chemtrail?
And they're not high enough to be like a contrail.
Oh.
And so it's actually like smoke. So he's analyzing this, saying this might be on fire.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right, let's roll with this, man.
let's play the video. Yeah.
Okay.
Corridor crew guy Nico made, and there was no parallax. There actually is proven parallax. You see here.
It's interesting.
So that's pretty incredible here that when you see this. So let's watch it again. We see our orbs. We see them spinning. Look at this there's definitely purpose here. You can see this mouse here moving around.
So that mouse isn't him.
And now the orientation changes. Like they're getting ready for something here. Changes right here and they go vertical. Now they're spinning vertically at an angle. And our
Wait, the
drone is
mouse?
somewhere right off
What
the screen
mouse?
over
Yeah, so
here.
pause it real quick.
here
So
it comes.
somebody screen captured this and leaked it.
Yeah.
So
So,
the mouse is not him. He's not like showing you and going like, here's the mama. And the moving of the camera is on the drone. So they were in this room recording this.
Uh-huh.
The guy who was recording it is purposefully like pointing the mouse out, saying like, look at this, look at this.
Okay, so the cursor is really there. It's a cursor. It's just not his
yeah,
cursor.
it's not his.
Okay.
It's in the video.
It was the leaker. Yeah,
Okay.
whoever leaked the video, it's their cursor.
Yeah, they were pointing out like, what the fuck is this?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back to it here.
So let's watch it again. We see our orbs. We see them spinning. Look at this there's definitely purpose here. You can see this mouse here moving around. And now the orientation changes. Like they're getting ready for something here. Changes right here and they go vertical.
Mm.
Now they're spinning vertically at an angle. And our drone is somewhere right off the screen over here. Now here it comes.
Oh,
Zap.
shit.
See that illumination? Accurately illuminate the clouds? We think that's explained by the.
That was like
particles
just a
in the
big
area
flash of
becoming
light and then it's
energized.
gone.
The leaker
Well,
moves
yeah,
the
listen to
video
what he
to the
says.
Right. Again, we think this is like a Google Earth video playback. Then they close the screen recording. They just close out the screen recording. Now let's look at the other one. Here's the thermal. Now we're looking at it from the other angle. That first one was from outer space, looking down, not looking up. And this one now is at a side angle with this MQ-1C. We can see the drone. I mean, we can see it. We can see this high quality clouds as well.
Oh, the things that
can
are
tell
putting
somebody's
off a heat
manually
signature.
tracking.
Oh, there
We
they
can see
are.
the smoke. We can see the orbs show up.
Oh
And
yeah.
here you can see these orbs are perfectly spherical. It's not a metal ball.
Oh shit.
This
They
is some kind of
zoom
field
in.
around something much smaller.
What
You see
the
these
fuck,
lines in
dude?
front of it? These lines are in front of the orbs.
Listen to this.
Pulling the
The lines in
orbs
front.
forward almost, right? Or better explanations, they're creating their own gravity, their own geodesics. You can see the heat signature on the orbs spinning around on their axis. You can see it goes out of field. So, like, this is one of the pieces of evidence, too, that it's real as well. If this was fake, you're going to keep the plane in focus. You're not going to have the plane go out of focus. This is because somebody's manually tracking it. They're not using automatic tracking. Then they zoom in. They want to get a really good, clear shot.
See the belly is
That's
on fire.
And then right before
Crazy,
the zap, they
dude.
zoom out because they know exactly what's about to happen.
Okay, so wait,
And
is
right
that is
here,
that
you
the
can see-
belly that's on fire, or is that like
I don't even
the-
know if that's on fire, but there's definitely
That's
like a
true.
heat signature.
But is that the heat signature from the engine on the other side?
It could be. But
Yeah.
listen to what he says here.
Orbs, the monopoles are going to turn towards the middle, and the orbs are going to converge on the plane. And then the zap.
Fucking
happens.
boom, gone.
So if you fake this, you have to have a better understanding of physics than the experts. Because I've got experts telling me this is exactly what this kind of thing should look like. Some kind of faker is like a master PhD of physics and
Is this gonna be the-
mathematics to create these
Yeah.
perfect
Boom, it's
patterns.
gone in slow mo.
Look at that. You see that? Watch the super slow.
and then they come
See
into
how
the
it's
nose.
dark? See how
The orbs actually
the
bend.
portal is dark?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like it's got circles and like almost like waves.
But look at the orbs go into the center.
And they converge.
Yep.
Look at that converging. The orbs
They're
are
converging, he
spinning,
says.
They're going to converge these monopoles. And then they, right in that last
Boom.
frame there,
That's
It's like an
fucking
eyeball.
universe butthole right there, dude. That he just
Isn't it?
into. The black hole.
Oh man,
Black hole
I
sphincter.
didn't see that part. I
didn't see
part.
that either in the video I seen. That part wasn't even in the video I seen.
Yeah. So what he was saying is
Ah.
that from the heat signature on that second video, the thermal cam, you could tell that the portal that they go through is like ice cold. There's
Yeah,
no
'cause it's
heat in
black.
that at all.
Yeah.
Yes, it's black and it's so now he has analyzed this footage up and down, left and right from all over, and he
Yeah.
said that the belly of the plane was putting out this heat signature. So I thought the same thing too. Like, was it the engine kind of peeking through?
It looked like it was the heat signature from the other side of the plane. Like it was just glowing.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
So,
it's hard to say with that.
I think that he would have said something like that if it were, but
well, this is one dude, you know what I'm saying? Like let's you know, like he obviously has analyzed it and he's given his 2 cents. I'd like to hear, you know, maybe some like I don't know, pilots or something maybe that can kind of reference like why there may be heat there. Because when we see the video without the thermal imaging, yes, there's a stream coming there, but you don't see flames. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing like, because I feel like if it was really on fire, you'd be seeing some billowing smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like some real billowing smoke. I feel
like the smoke behind it would also have a heat signature.
Yeah. Boy, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the part that interests me the most is those orbs. He said that the strings were like in front of it. It looked like something was pulling it, and it was pulling it towards that portal. Yeah. So if you think about this plane, it was like kind of being sucked in by those orbs. It wasn't just like, the orbs weren't just spinning around it. They were spinning around it and then sucking it towards the portal.
Well, was it sucking it towards a portal, or were the rotation of the orbs creating the portal?
That's what I think.
Maybe both.
That's what I think.
Like,
I don't know that
like when they converged in, that was like, okay, now we are ready to just do this.
Yeah, if you're looking from like a sci-fi mindset, like a very like nerdy sci-fi mindset, if that is the technology that's capable of, where they're spinning that fast around it, like I feel like they can pinpoint wherever they want that portal to be. Like they're not guiding it to like this destined portal. It has to be a fucking latitude 55.7, you know. No, they're literally getting that thing ready to fucking, you know, spinning at a certain pace. I don't know, dude. That's wicked stuff though.
That's a crazy one.
Isn't it?
It's wicked
So it's
stuff.
like that video footage was released earlier in 2014, but now it's just all of a sudden resurfacing because they did the whole clamp down on those videos. So anybody who shared those back in the day, they would just like drop it.
Well, that's a weird one too, because they didn't find that thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Even if even if you say they never really found it, they found pieces. My understanding, because I haven't really looked at it for years, but they found a bunch of scrap, like on beaches at like nearby like islands and shit and all this other crap.
But
are those even real?
I
watched this guy who was out trying to, because I watched a documentary on it. It was interesting. There was a couple people that went out like every day trying to search for pieces on the beach, something washing up. And there were people that supposedly found pieces to the plane. But if this is what's happening, why would the government not try to cover this up, right? Because it's easier to say that the plane went missing in the sea, throw out some pieces that have some identification, quote unquote, on that fucking piece of metal. Oh, see, it says right here, Malaysia, blah, 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 you know, but it's not real, you know, because this would panic people. If you knew that you could get into a plane right now and just be whisked into a portal into the fucking nethers, the fucking...
The nethers.
Yeah, the nethers. It would scare people, right? That you have no control over
absolutely.
a plane. That would scare people.
Yeah, and that's what this guy was saying is like, they can acknowledge it, but if they acknowledge it, then they will admit that they knew that this happened and that either they did nothing to stop it from happening, or they let it happen on purpose and they were part of it. There's multiple avenues that the government could come out and, you know, say, but it all makes them look bad. So the best scenario for them is just ignore it.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. I really like the alien, like, you know, this whole thing is interesting to me. And so when you see some evidence, and again, when I first saw that, I was definitely not sold right away, right? Because it seems, when you see that first video, you're like, this seems like something somebody would make, you know, the fast spinning orbs around there. But like when you see that the fact that there is a drone, what seems to be a drone, you know, looks rather convincing to me personally.
Dude, it would be super interesting to try to get this guy on our show because his name is, what's his name? Ashton Forbes. He's the one who kind of was doing all of this stuff, doing all the research. He has like a ton of stuff on Twitter, like these long Twitter threads on all this evidence. Like he's done his research for damn sure.
Dude, I definitely want to know more because I think the stuff that's coming out, we talked about it before. There's a lot of cool information coming out. Some people are skeptical, some aren't, you know, back and forth, and that's expected. But when you see this stuff, listen, man, I think we need to know about it, right? Like if this is real, I think that the people need to understand, why did this happen? If they do have communication.
And they did find it, right?
No, I don't know.
Did they not find it?
No, I don't think so, dude.
It says debris. So this was from July 30th, 2023. Debris from missing Boeing 777 confirmed in new report. But it's like they could say anything they want.
What I was saying. They only found pieces. They only found pieces.
Because like if it went through a fucking portal, like it flashed and then the plane wasn't there anymore.
It's not in this universe.
Exactly.
It's in Mars. Elon Musk is going, damn it, why didn't I think of this, man? You know what I mean?
But
so
like, where did all those people go?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's why they made
I'm fucking telling you. They fucking tell
I'm
us
telling
this
you
shit
right now.
in movies and TV shows. You ever see the show Manifest?
Manifest, and what was that one? The 100 or whatever?
The 100? Oh no, that
No,
was
the missing.
No, it's the one where the people come back from the airplane. They like land, and it's like you've been gone for like 18
That was Manifest.
Was it
The
Manifest?
TV show? Yeah. They
That's
disappear on this
Okay,
flight.
yeah,
They go
yeah,
through
that's
this
what it
big
was.
flash thing.
Yep.
And then it shows back up. They land on the tarmac, and they're the same age, and everyone else is like 6-7 years older.
Dang, dude. What if they are on like a different timeline? They come back like everybody's 100 and they're 20s. You know what I mean? They're
That'd
just
be
like,
wild.
what?
That would rock people.
They're like, we were gone for less than 24 hours. How are you 100 years old?
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how is there not an investigation going on? Like what the fuck was that?
Dude, I saw this.
How is that not a national security thing to find out what the fuck that was?
I saw this
Because
video.
they probably know exactly what it is.
This dude, I've never heard of this story, and I'll make it real quick, but it's relevant to this kind of topic. But there's this video of this guy. He's still alive right now, but when he was like 17 or some shit, he went on a hike, and this was like national news, man. He went on a hike in the snow, like up in the mountains, dude, and he went missing. And so they called a search crew. Parents couldn't find him. Blah 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 blah. They found footprints and his backpack, and then the footprints, they stopped completely. So they assumed that he had fallen in into a gully or into the snow, and then it was snowed over and he was lost, right? So they looked, couldn't find him. People thought he was dead. Nothing you do about it, right? He comes back like 15 months later. He claims, I woke up in a field, okay? Different clothes on, and he walked home. And
Do you know what his name is?
I'll have to look it up, but he walked home, or he got home to his parents' surprise, and he was alive. And he's like, yeah, man, like I went missing. And they're like, you've been gone for 15 months. Like, where the fuck have you been? And he has no recollection of anything where he was at, what happened, nothing. And
is
he's
it
still
Stephen Kubacki?
I don't remember, dude. I'd have to find the video. I don't remember.
Bukaki?
Bukaki.
I think it's his. Yeah, it's Stephen Bukaki.
Yeah.
He woke up covered in jizz.
Missing in the white
I don't
cream.
know.
That's what it was.
He had a wet dream and he just like went missing for 15 months.
But I'm just saying, like in real aspects, like if you just vanished for 15 months and came back, like we've heard alien stories of people missing for like a week or a day. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just like,
What, you got the cum on your
I don't
mind?
know, just like a Tommy Boy thing.
Oh,
like
okay.
when he says, "Would you fall in some crud?"
Yeah. No, I said crud, not mud.
Oh, God.
It's a white
Yeah, I'm
mud.
gonna be rich because I'm the only one on the planet that knows where to find a white mud.
Yeah, white mud.
Dude, can you
Dude,
imagine,
it is,
like,
but it's the same thing, dude. It's that triangle up by Michigan where he went missing. It says.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same one, but I'll find it and we can verify it off the show. But yeah, dude, that stuff's wild to me, man. That's
crazy.
interesting. And you know what? That flight in particular, especially when you watch the documentary about it, it just seems off. Like compared to other stories of plane incidents, that one just seems like, why are they so secretive about it? Why is it such like this weird mystery? And why have they not found anything? Like you had enough technology to find it, but they didn't find anything. Like they
But
had it
maybe they
pinpointed
don't
when
know.
They
Think about it, because like
I know.
that footage was from a drone, like a
Yes.
government drone.
Yeah.
They actually traced it down
Yeah.
to the name of the drone, the timestamp, because that was part of the video that got leaked.
Mhm.
And it's like, what if the government sees this stuff happen all the time and they have no idea what the fuck it is?
Wait, so was the drone following it because it was off course?
The drone was naturally stationed there, and then it just happened to see this flight come around.
They were in international
it's like,
waters,
what?
if I'm not mistaken, right? They were international, or they were in like, they were in a place where the drones would be flying, like possibly out and about. So luck, maybe.
I just find it weird that a drone was there for that.
Don't
I
know.
mean, yeah, that is.
They have
weird.
drones all over the place, bro.
Yeah, they do have a lot.
I
of
know
drones.
they have drones all over the place, but I mean, like in that specific place to watch that specific event happen.
The only
to
thing-
watch a plane go through a portal.
Yeah, the only thing I would say
Come on.
is like maybe they didn't care, but then they noticed that there was something going on, and then they actually started paying attention. Like the drone
Well,
actually started.
So here's the deal, Dave, is like I watched further into that video, and this might have been another video that I watched of it, but they said this guy that has been doing this research on these videos for like the past 10 years, he's like, this was purposeful. Like they were watching this, to Chris's point, because they knew what was going to happen.
Okay.
And he's like, they zoomed in, but then watch, they zoom back out because they know what's about to occur.
It's a sacrifice. And so what you're saying is they know, and their idea is it's easier to
we
sell.
Can't say that word on YouTube, Dave.
It's a it's
that's one of the blacklisted.
It's a fried rice.
It's an offering.
It's got a fried rice over here, and they knew it, and that's an easy way to explain it, right? People have to go missing, right? It's kind of like a cabin in the woods. You have to make your fried rice, and you have to give it to them. And
so it's a sacrifice. Rice? Sacrifice fried rice.
That's interesting, man. I like that. I really do like that. Because that stuff, I think there's just too much about that. That story does not make sense. And I think if you followed it at all, and I did back in the day, it's been many, many months and whatever since I even heard about it, but it's a little weird that it just kind of pops up out of nowhere. Because you could just let that go and no one would think anything of it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, and that's what happens is like you get all these news stories that just like blanket on top of it, and then everybody just forgets about it.
Yeah.
What else you got?
So I got one that's not quite as weird, but I think it's just fucking fucked up, dude. If you go, it's the ship one, man. So there's this ship that was doing life at sea. Have you heard of that before? Have you heard that story recently?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so we're gonna play this first video, and this is previous, right? This is like pre-sale, if you will, right? And this news company here is gonna tell you what this is about real quick. So it's like 40 seconds. You get a gist of what's going on. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea, especially if you're older and you're retired and you want to have some fun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So here, check this out.
Cruise that will take you to 135 countries on all 7 continents.
Heard about this one. I did hear about this.
Now, there's one catch, though. It's a 3-year-long voyage. Yeah, that's right. Now, Life at Sea Cruises is now taking reservations. The starting price for a cabin is close to $30,000 a year, which comes out to roughly $2,500 a month. The most luxurious suites are going for around $109,000 a year. The ship plans to set sail on November 1st. So the question is, would you ever go on a cruise for 3 years on the water, stopping and popping in places, of course, maybe sitting and staying at hotels, but just saying.
Okay, so they're selling you on a 3-year cruise, okay? $30,000 a year is 3 years, so you're taking $90,000, that's base level, right? You can get luxurious shit if you want to. What happens then? So people decide they're going to fucking do this shit. They're like, let's fucking party. Let's go to 7 continents, bro. Let's 135 countries. We're going to fucking live this up. It's a great thing, right? You're retired.
That's
you
a long ass time.
It is. But hey, you know what?
3 years.
Some people love being on ships, and especially if you're stopping a lot of places. Hey, listen.
Wait, have you done the math? 135, 3 years. So 135 countries, 3 years. How much time are you spending in each country?
Well, you're out in the water most of the time.
Probably
they port up, and you're probably there a couple days each
Probably
one.
not long.
Yeah, a day. I mean, usually they give you like a fucking 12-hour fucking off ship.
That's 45 countries a year.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad. So you're going to be a couple weeks in each one.
So that's
you're gonna be in
That's
the water.
4 countries a month.
They're not docking and staying at a dock for 3 weeks. They're out in the water. But I mean, they got time. So here's the deal. Everybody gets excited about that. You heard that lady's like, yeah, buddy. You know, she was super stoked about it, right? People start selling their homes. Because they're like, I'm going to sell my home. We're going to live on this cruise ship for 3 years. They get rid of their apartments. They start selling off their shit.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
It said November 1st they were taking off. Well, 2 weeks before, they canceled the whole thing. They canceled it all. They canceled the cruise. And they said, well, we're going to try to do it later. But the reason they canceled is they don't even have a ship.
Oh, what?
So all these people put down all this money. They sold their homes. They sold their, got out of the lease on their apartments. They fucking sold off shit. And they just said, we don't have a ship. I'm sorry.
How do you not have a ship?
Well, time to buy a fifth wheel, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying, think about, the kind of fucking, you remember that?
How do you even begin to set something up like this and you don't even have a ship?
All right,
that should be the first thing you should
play the other video and see what they say on this real quick. This is the one to the left here. This is the second video.
Okay.
People sold their house to go on this cruise, and then it was canceled. Life at Sea Cruises reportedly canceled its 3-year voyage just 2 weeks before departure because its parent company couldn't afford to secure the ship they wanted for the trip. They were offering a 3-year voyage that would cover 135 countries with tickets just over $115,000. Someone literally sold their house and gave away their cat to go on this thing. People sold
gave away their cat.
They gave away their cat.
And then it was canceled.
So this is
so
actually,
it was just one person who sold their house.
There's actually multiple. This guy's talking about one, but I was reading some articles about this because I do find it interesting. It was not just one person that sold their home, but people were doing all kinds of, because listen, when you're gone for 3 years, that's not going on vacation.
Yeah.
Like you can't house sit for, 3 years.
You could,
but you're renting your home out maybe. You know what I'm saying? You'd
have like your estranged uncle come live in your house for 3 years.
And then also you're putting down a down payment. Now, if you guys remember, there was that concert festival, and they had a documentary about it, but they were selling them on all this shit, like all the celebs are going to be there.
Yeah, and then the concert didn't even happen.
It happened, but it was like absolute fraud, bro. Like the food was terrible. You slept in these shit tents. Like it was an absolute, and people paid.
What was that? Fire?
The Fury Festival or... I don't remember.
I don't know. Burning Man.
No, it wasn't.
No,
but my point is people got really angry because they spent so much money thinking that they were gonna get this thing, this whole collective fun, and it did not go that way. And so there was lawsuits. People going. Now I'm curious, like, what happens to this company? How much money did they take?
They go under.
Do they give their money back?
You'd get sued.
Yeah,
wouldn't you
have to.
Yeah, but I'm saying, can you imagine giving up $110,000 to a company? Like you prepay that shit, you like get, reserve your spot. Like a lot of companies aren't just going to hand that right. Like, no problem. Here's $110,000 back. Here's $110,000. Like that money probably got spent somewhere preparing for this.
Well,
fucking
journey. What if they're trying to collect all this money to pay for the boat? You know what I mean? That's why they haven't had the boat yet.
How the fuck do you not have a boat? 2 weeks. Like you go.
You can't even like reserve one. Just reserve one and then you make a payment before liftoff or something. Like you don't have to buy a fucking boat.
It sounds like a Kickstarter program. Like we'll collect the money first and then hope we get the ship after.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
So, like but lawsuits, but here's the problem that I have with it is just in this time right now, like interest rates are through the fucking roof. If you did sell your home or if you did get out of your lease, how hard is it going to be to get a home, right? Because you've been planning for 3 years. Probably hoping that you're getting back with Trump by the time you get back, you know what I'm saying? Get some better interest rates.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it all falls apart, dude. Now you're left homeless. Like that. Let's just say it was one person. That person does not have a home.
Yeah.
Or a cat.
But they sold their house, so they have money. They could buy a fifth wheel. They could rent.
They gave it to that company.
They gave it all?
I don't
all of it? Or just $100,000? I mean, their house was probably $400,000. I don't know.
It depends on how much they owed on it.
Yeah. Listen, like sometimes you only get 120, 150. If you're lucky, you get more. But I'm saying some people owe money because they refinance and shit. So they don't come out with, their house isn't owned. Most people don't own their homes, actually, which is shocking.
Yeah.
But, so either way,
well, hey, you risk it, you biscuit. You know what I mean?
It's fucking crummy though, bro.
That's not a saying.
No. Like, how do you do? Like, the lawsuits are going to be fucking wild, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this company, whatever company this is that tried to set this up, is done for.
What is the name of the company?
It was like Maya Cruises is the parent company. I think that's what it said on the first or something. I don't remember. I have no idea, but it was. I think it was actually taken off like in the Middle East or something. I think you had to fly over.
Oh, I don't know.
But 2 weeks, that's all you had. Like you didn't know like a month or 2 months in advance. Like, dude, we're not looking good on this ship, Billy.
Yeah.
Keep collecting money, John. We'll make it work. Now they're saying we're going to postpone. They're saying we'll postpone it for like 6 months or a year. But now you're like,
what the fuck do these people do for 6 months?
Yeah, you got all these fucking people in limbo. They thought they were going to be gone for 3 years. Like I said, this isn't Disneyland.
Have they done it before? Because this is saying Life at Sea Cruises inaugural 3-year voyage. So it sounds like they do this all the time.
Well, inaugural
means every year.
Yeah,
no, that's an
3-year voyage. So it's like they
no.
Inaugural is the first time.
Is the first one.
Yes, the first
one. Oh, it is?
Annual
okay.
Would be every year.
Annual.
I get you. My bad.
No, it's
that's
cool.
my stupid brain.
No, it's cool, dude. Anyways, listen, it's not like wacky.
Me.
It's not fucking aliens and shit. But goddamn, like you have to be able to regulate some of these businesses that are doing this shit. Like, I guess spend more time looking at this, but how the hell do you, if you're excited about this and you're like, wow, there's this whole thing. We got food, drinks. They said that there was going to be, you could have all you can eat food, drinks on the ship. I mean, talk about an old person paradise, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, if I didn't have if I wasn't worried about a job or like anything like that, I'd fucking do it.
It would be interesting. I don't know if I could be on a boat for 3 years.
I would.
I don't think I could do that.
You're not
But dude,
on the boat all the time for 3 years.
Most of the time you're on the boat.
I know, but you're fucking partying. You're not.
Yeah, but damn,
That's true. It would be a crazy time of your life. That's for
would.
sure. It'd be memorable.
It'd be a sick 3 years.
I want to know the median
and you're
age.
in a fucking different country
If you're, like,
every week.
Median age 57.
I'm going to say 60.
You think there was a lot of retirees?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Probably.
How many people really can take 3 years and just go on a cruise? I mean,
if you sell your
retirees.
house.
Yeah.
Retirees.
You got wrinkles. You got wrinkles.
And like, what kind of, like, because old people are freaky fucking people, dude. I believe
true.
that. Like, that would be a fucking sea of orgy. Life at
Oh,
sea.
yeah.
Can you
Wet and
imagine,
Wild?
Can you imagine the smell of that ship when they got back after the 3 years?
Just a lot of fucking
Yeah, it smell like old people's home and like
mothballs and lube.
Hopefully not jizz sweat.
White crumb. That's what it smells like, dude.
Oh, God.
It's crumb.
Dude.
But dude, I'm reading about this ship and it sounds like they got kind of effed. So it
ship
says
got
Life at
fucked?
Sea Cruises had been planning to buy Aid Aurora, a ship that was retired this summer by Ada Cruises. But it sounds like on November 16th, another company, Celestial Cruises, announced that it had bought that ship instead.
Well, here, yeah, you know what? You may be right. They might have got fucked in a process. But here's the problem: when you are taking that much money and you are running a business, like, you have to have Plan B.
Yeah.
So the fact that they took all that money and they had no Plan B, like, come on.
You tell me there's
bro.
no other ship for sale?
Oh, there's ships
Come
out
on.
there.
You can get a ship.
Welcome to our tugboat, ladies. This is what you'll be on. This is what we can afford.
I get. Okay, you know what? Even though you might not be buying your ship, so you can like do this forever.
Rent.
Like, why wouldn't you lease one? Say, hey, we need to lease lease this ship for the next 3 years. Like
yeah.
we had our own lined up. Somebody sold it out from under us.
I don't know. I would argue that there's not that many cruise ships that aren't in use. You know what I'm saying? Like through Carnival or through Disney. Like,
Yeah,
and you're
but
asking
you
for
don't-
3 years of a major ship.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many like Carnival that they have just sitting for 3 years.
They would.
That's true, yeah.
One of them wouldn't become their cruise ship anymore. They'd lease it.
But they'd be losing a ton of
No,
money.
they wouldn't because they're leasing it. They're still getting money for their ship in operation, but it's not being operated by them.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this company actually bought it. It didn't lease it.
Well, I know the
So
one they tried
Celestial-
to buy was no longer available.
Oh,
And they
you're saying
coulda-
so
they
somebody
should've-
else should just
They
lease it
should
out.
have just tried to lease one or something.
Yeah.
Not just say,
boy.
"Well, we're fucked. Sorry, guys."
Jeez,
Well,
dude,
interesting. It's an interesting.
nuts.
Look, it's just one of those things where it's like maybe before you make real big decisions like this, you have everything in order, and that's the problem. Is they thought they had it in order. Like the people that wanted to go on this cruise.
Oh yeah,
obviously thought.
How would they know? I mean,
Yeah.
the people aren't going to come out and
But
tell them. Hey,
I'm just saying,
we're-
you sold your
takeoff's
house.
looking sketchy.
You sold your house. That's
Yeah.
whoever did. If it was 1 or 5, I don't know, but I'm just saying people thought about it. It's weird.
I just hope the people that sold their houses don't have like families and shit.
And they go back. Can I have Fluffy back? Like we
Nah.
were fucking screwed. I want my cat back. Dude, what do you got, Chris?
Their cats probably somewhere else.
Yeah.
I got a couple here. We'll do this one. The first one I saved was just a fucking old lady dragging a kid in a school bus.
Oh yeah, dude, that was
and
crazy.
then this other one I found really interesting, and we'll watch the first part of this. He just goes on and explains his thoughts on it, but we'll watch the first part of this video, and then we'll talk about it.
Yo, I thought this was fake, but it turns out it's true. Most people, it turns out, don't have an internal monologue going on throughout the day. And here I thought everyone just talked to themselves 24/7 in their head. Nope. Because apparently most people, when they think through images and like they'll imagine or they'll picture them doing something, but they don't actually like talk or think through it. They just picture or imagine it. But then it's like, so when do you ask yourself questions about what you're seeing and what you're watching and what you're doing, and do you just not ask questions? This genuinely blows my mind. If I'm watching,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I was thinking like thinking is, very symbolic. Like you look at symbols, like symbols back in the day, they use symbols instead of language, right? They instead of writing stuff down, they would just draw it and then they would
So
speak
I actually
symbols.
looked it up, and there's actually like scientific and medical reviews about this. They've done studies on this, and it looks like between 30 and 50% of the population doesn't have an inner monologue.
Weird.
You know what they are? They're freaking non-player characters, dude. NPCs.
Right?
NPCs, man.
Like
They don't have souls.
If someone's watching this and
I go left all the time.
like that'd be weird to me. Like I feel like if you wake up in the morning and your first thought is, "Oh, I'm hungry," or "I have to take a piss." If you don't have an inner monologue and you think in images or something, like they're saying like imagery is part of it, or one of the other ways that they think about things is purely emotion.
Yeah, impulse.
Which makes sense too, because there's a lot of people that just base everything off emotion and don't actually think about what they're doing.
Exactly. The people who like say things before they think about it.
Yeah. Like, do you wake up in the morning and have to take a piss and you don't think you got to take a piss? You just imagine yourself taking a piss and then you go do it?
Well, I
do that all the time.
Yeah, I feel...
You imagine it first?
Yeah, I'm like, you can do this, Greg. Come on, get out of bed.
See,
I know it's
you're
cozy.
talking to yourself right now. See, that's what a normal person would do. They'd be like, "Come on, Greg, you get up. You got to pee, dude."
Yeah, but you're talking in your head.
Yeah, I talk to myself.
Yeah,
in my
I do
head
too.
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
If someone's watching this or listening to this right now,
yeah,
I actually want to know how many people.
Well, you said 30%.
I know 30-50%, but I feel like.
But here's the thing, though. This is what I was going to say is I do feel like that inner voice to me is like breathing, right? It's like it's a thing that happens without your control. You know what I'm saying?
Autonomic.
Like, yeah, autonomic. There you go. And so,
well, there's a difference. He's like the inner monologue that they're describing is only half the people have complete control of what they're saying in their head. And the other ones are like, they might have a voice in their head, but they don't have control of what it's saying. Like,
my God.
Yeah. But
it's like voice to skull shit.
But like,
well,
if you have to go to the bathroom or something, you're thinking, "Oh, I have to really go to the bathroom," but you're not. It's just your mind telling you that you have to go. But if you have an inner monologue, you're going, "Man, I have to go to the bathroom," but I don't really want to go right now because I actually want to finish this pretzel.
You're like arguing with yourself.
Yeah, like you're thinking about stuff, or a bird lands on the fucking railing, and you're like, "Oh, that bird's kind of cool."
My question would be though, like,
a lot of people don't think like that.
Do they actually think that way and just don't comprehend that they think that way? Like you can say like, "Yeah, I know I breathe because I can tell myself right now breathe," you know. But like in general, you're doing it, but you don't know that you're doing it, so you don't remember. Like, how many times did you breathe today? You have no clue. Like you just do it. Yeah. So like the point is like, is there a chance that they actually do speak, but they don't like comprehend that they're doing it, or they don't even, like a dream, they don't remember what it was about, or that
but you would.
did.
Yeah. So Chris, like, how would they measure this? Like, how do you measure?
I don't know exactly. Like they did specify in it that like doing the study was extremely difficult.
Yeah, because you could lie.
Oh yeah.
It. Like I talk to myself,
but like,
or just not even know. Like you could be naive about it. Be like, I think I don't talk to myself.
How would you not know?
Well, see, I want to know the study, because did they, like, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Did they put him in like a doctor's office and say, "Do you speak to yourself?" Like that sounds like you're a crazy nutbag, right? Like,
I know
you
they're going to say no.
Like maybe they're like, "No, I don't." Like
I'd rather have somebody talk to themselves in their brain than have voices in their brain and they don't have control of them.
Well, I mean, but I feel like, but here's the thing. I do feel like I have things that like I think about that I didn't think to think of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it tells you, like,
it pops up.
It just comes up, and like you're like, like a thought. I mean, that's literally a thought, right? Something in your brain triggered you to think of an idea or think of something, and that wasn't you thinking like, I need to think of an idea. Oh, there's one. Like, it just, you get that light bulb.
That's God, dude. That's like fucking, why people think that God exists, because they're like, where does creativity come from? Where do thoughts come from?
Yeah.
Like, if it was something that never would have existed unless you had thought of that at that same moment, and then you brought it into existence, like, that's God, dude.
Yeah.
That's consciousness.
There's something to it. But like, I think that personally, like, I think everybody does, and everybody has that inner voice. They just choose not to, like, acknowledge
they're saying a lot of people don't.
I just
like,
don't know how you would like, you'd have to check brain waves and shit. Like,
they obviously did a big study on this, but like,
did they find out that the majority of those people without thoughts voted for Hillary Clinton?
Joe Biden.
Yeah, and Joe Biden. I mean, you know,
they should do a study on like the people that don't have thought Like what side of the aisle are you on? You know what I'm saying? I think they might find that it's a lot of left-leaning people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Just like
I don't know, man. There might be some hillbillies out there too. There's like Trump.
I don't know, man. I feel like when I've been to the South at any point in my life, like they talk to themselves a lot. So like I just feel like
dead till I'm dead.
Like when when they're like working on something, like, God damn, fuck shit over here, fuck, motherfucker. You know, and they're just talking, and you know something's going on up here. That they're just like,
dude, I don't know. I see a bunch of nerds though, like they're like, no, I got this calculation incorrect. How could I do that again?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's called being lonesome. You know what I'm saying? That's I guess when you're Southern or like nerdy, that's just lonesome. That's not really.
Yeah.
You're
you
just
have
like
to be Southern.
You have to talk to yourself because you don't have anybody else. You know what I mean?
I feel like I've brought that up in the past too. Like if you do have an inner monologue and say you speak a different language, are you speaking to yourself in that language?
Yeah.
Or it's like
yeah.
Or like if you live, or if say you're in America and your English isn't your first language, do you think in English or do you think in whatever?
I think you think in your dominant language. Yeah,
that'd be weird,
dude. I had Fran, my brother-in-law's wife. So I guess my sister-in-law. I talked to her on Strange.
Yeah, by marriage, all that.
Yeah, I talked to her on Strange Dawn, and she was saying like she had a dream of Native Americans talking to her in a different language. And they were talking about a war that has already begun. It was a crazy fucking episode. But like she looked that up, like we looked it up like during the episode, and it was like a part of Los Angeles. And so they told her that the war of Los Angeles has already started again.
Oh.
Okay. And it's like the Battle of Los Angeles. Is that what they were talking about?
Man,
I don't know.
That's insightful. She's like, I mean, it'd be weird, dude.
But what does it mean?
I have no idea. What is anything?
If you have a dream of Indians coming and talking to you in a different language about wars and you understand them, what does that mean?
I don't. God, bro. Like he only gives you what you can handle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Or maybe there was marijuana involved. I don't know.
Dude, that's interesting, dude. Can you imagine you're just sitting there and like all of a sudden your inner monologue just starts speaking Chinese to you, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" And you're like,
"Well, it'd be even crazier if you understood it."
Yeah.
Well, you see those people with language where they all of a sudden have British accents, or they all of a sudden have, and it's like,
well, if the people have brain injuries.
Yeah, but there was a lady that didn't have a brain. She just started speaking British, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like,
that's right.
You're making shit up, and she's like, "No, like like how weird is that? You wake up.
That was Madonna, right?
Well, she speaks alien.
Hey, everybody! Thanks for joining me. This was a great, excellent.
God, it's like that guy that played Elvis in that new movie where he no longer speaks like he used to speak. He only speaks like Elvis now.
In his real life?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Everybody's like, you can drop the fucking Elvis accent that you had in the movie. And even his new movie that's coming out, he sounds like Elvis. Like he has stuck with that.
That was like Samuel L. Jackson when he was, who the hell was he? He was like that famous character back in the 70s and he like reinvented it. He came out, Samuel L. Jackson. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know Samuel L. Jackson, but I don't know who you're.
I don't know what.
The character.
Oh, yeah. Dynamite or, no, that wasn't it.
Oh,
I don't know, dude.
I'll have to look it up. But like
Shaft.
Shaft.
Yes, he just walked around like playing the part of Shaft. And I'm like, what, dude? You can like give it up.
Yeah, but see, I'm all about you staying in character, especially when you're doing a role. Like a lot of actors will like maintain a character to try to like become that character. But then like we're talking.
It was after the movie come out.
Okay,
dude,
well the Elvis dude, like we're talking 2 years. Okay, bro, you're in a new movie and you're still doing it. Like stop. Stop. You know what I'm saying? It's
like, how did he even get the part in that movie?
Maybe
if he walked in to do the audition and he just sounds like Elvis. They're like, what?
I mean,
you know what to do.
Like,
thank you very much.
People change styles. I guess you can change your fucking wordage, you know, like the way that you speak. But it'd be weird if any of you or me all of a sudden came in and were like, yeah, buddy, what's up?
I mean, I've heard of like cases where people like get hit in the head or something, and now they can like speak a language they couldn't before.
Yeah.
Or like so just weird shit like that.
You know, the mind works in mysterious ways.
Like, was it always there? Do we all have the capability of just speaking however the fuck we want?
I mean, that would
fluently?
start to fall in line to your brain is way more powerful than you understand. And like you actually have all those because of progression of human, you know, like you have all that stuff stored in you, like that connective, like you were talking about the mice and they're interconnected and shit. It's like all there. And you just don't realize that it's actually there.
Yeah.
Because like all of a sudden you become like a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Like you can just, you're fucking Einstein. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that one John Travolta movie. Was it? Oh God, where he gets
Michael.
Like,
that's the one where he's an angel.
Phenomenon or whatever the hell, where he gets that flash from like some celestial star,
like Powder,
and then he's like a wizard. You know, he's like, I know everything in the world, and blah, blah. But then he has brain cancer.
Powder did, Powder. That was a good movie, dude.
I made my wife watch that movie
where he bent the fucking fork. That kid,
and dude. She was like, "This is weird as shit."
Dude. You know,
I thought that was The Matrix.
Oh, maybe. I bought. Because I'll usually I don't buy a lot of movies anymore, but I will always buy a movie that like I know I'm gonna love and I want to have a copy of, like sport it. I just bought the 4K of Oppenheimer and watched that.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Good movie.
That was good, dude.
Yeah.
It was long,
it was good,
and it is very slow. There were so many people in it, and it's like, dude, they give you these hints, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're giving these little breadcrumbs and shit about
what?
Well, I mean, basically, like, there was Oppenheimer, there was like a setup by the government to take him down. They didn't want him to be the face anymore. They wanted to fucking ruin his life. And there's a trial going on. I don't want to get specific, but there's a trial going on. Robert Downey Jr. plays this one dude who's acting like Oppenheimer's friend, but he's really backstabbing his ass, bro. He's setting up this whole thing to like literally take this guy out of existence. You know what I'm saying? They had a trial, and they kind of throw this little thing at the end where they said, like, you know, he ended up going on trial. He didn't get the votes to be in government anymore because of this trial. And he said, well, who didn't vote for me? Like, because he had the lead, but they went away and they go, well, we had 3 defectors that's what happened. And he goes, who were they? And they're like, John F. Kennedy Jr. was one of them. And so like in your head, you're like,
son of a bitch.
You're like, they kind of give you these little breadcrumbs of like, he screwed up, JFK screwed up something that was supposed to happen, which in that movie, they specifically said, like, we'll just kill him. Like, we'll just take him out. Like, we can just kill him. Like, it's no big deal. Like, if we need to remove them from society to get our thing across, we'll do that. And they talk about Einstein's in that movie. And he says, you know, and it's like, listen, it's a movie. So like, how accurate is it? I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But Einstein was in there, and he was like, in the very beginning, he basically says like, hey, enjoy this while you can, because they're going to fuck your life up. They did with me. Because at the end of, you know, apparently at the end of Einstein's life, they were kind of dismissing him as kind of a quack at the end too. And they said, they'll give you the awards and they'll all praise you at the end of your life. But like, you're going to go through hell all the way up to that point. And they're not praising you because they praise you. They're praising you because they want to feel better about themselves. And so it's really like one of those things where it talks about the nuclear bombs and all the shit that's going on. And it really does. I mean, it was a absolutely fantastic movie, man. They say it's one of the best in a decade. And I would argue that it's not far off to me. Like, I thought I was engaged 100% for 3.5 hours or whatever the fuck it was. It was a long movie. And I thought it was like, to me, it was like eye-opening. Honestly, it was very, very cool.
Yeah, well, it did really well at the box office.
Well, it came out right when Barbie came out. It was the whole Barbie Oppenheimer thing.
Yeah, Barbenheimer.
Yeah,
was like the mixture of whatever people were talking about.
I just thought it was like well shot. I mean, the acting was amazing, and like it's really intense. What they actually, I didn't know all the details about how the whole bomb was brought into fruition and how it all played out, but it's pretty wild. And there's a lot of talk about fascists and communism. They thought Oppenheimer was a communist, and so that's one of the reasons they were trying to take him down, is because they claimed that because he had studied communism and was like, he basically said that he was around people that were communists and wanted to learn why they were communists.
So was Oppenheimer a Nazi that they brought over?
No, he was actually Jewish, and so yeah, and so listen, it's way too detailed for me to like try to navigate right now.
Well, because I'm wondering if it like. They knew that this guy knew how to create a bomb, so they wanted to turn him into like an uncredible source.
Well, so right?
You make bombs for us, so like let's come out and say you're kind of crazy now. You don't know what you're doing, so that way people don't want to take you on their side, right?
Yeah, he brought what's that called? What's that science called? That's like really in depth and shit. I'm brain farting it right now, but he brought that over to America, and he was like talking. It's not what is that? What's that called? Like, it's that like really smart ass. It's like the like Einstein and shit. Like it's that fly. I can't think of the fucking name. But anyways, he introduced that into colleges in America, and he started being a professor and shit. And he was doing that. And so when he created this bomb, after everything was kind of coming loose, they were concerned that Russia was going to get it, but they were concerned that like Japan was building one and all this other shit, whatever. And so they built it. And then the reason that they wanted to take him out ultimately was because they wanted to continue to make bigger bombs, hydrogen bombs. And he was saying, we already made a mistake by creating this bomb because this could literally end the earth. You know what I mean? Like, why do we need to create a hydrogen bomb? And he was they kept saying like, well, all he cares about is being the face of this bomb. Like, he doesn't care about anything else. And it was just a weird, like, messy thing. And it was like, there was at least from the movie, they were saying there was a brief moment of time that they thought that there was a chance that there could, when the bomb went off, that it could chain react forever and end the earth, like completely destroy the earth. Like, it would never stop exploding. And literally,
they thought the same thing about CERN when they started up CERN.
No,
yes, they did.
But like the big thing about Oppenheimer was his quote where he says, "Now I am death, the destroyer of worlds."
Yes.
When he first unleashed and unveiled the bomb.
Yeah.
Like, he was really like somber about it, and like, I think just regretted making it.
Well, there were people that were petitioning when they made the bomb. There were actually a lot of the workers that petitioned to say we should not give, just because we made it doesn't mean we have to give the government this thing. We should destroy this thing because we don't know what the fuck it's going to do. They had no idea how many people it would actually kill. They had no idea long-term effects of it. And he proceeded with it. And so there was a lot of people. But the amount of government, really the thing that's interesting to me was the government backstabbing. And like, not that we don't know that happens, but like when you see it in this movie and you're seeing names and shit that come up and you're like, whoa, like
that's all the government's good for. Yeah. I mean, how many like wars have we funded both sides on? You know what I mean? Like, we've backstabbed our enemies and our friends. So it's like when people say like, hey, these are our allies, we have to stay with our allies. It's like, well, how many times have we backstabbed our allies?
Yeah.
No.
Well, and the other thing was like, they kept saying that they wanted to share the information. Like, some people in government were saying, well, we should just share this with Russia. And he's like, why the fuck would you share this with Russia, dude? Like, they're like, well, we need to get into like an arms treaty here because this is going to change the world. All I'm saying is like, if you like movies that are slower and very in depth and it's shot masterfully.
It's like There Will Be Blood.
Was it Christopher Nolan? Is the guy?
Christopher Nolan,
dude. Yep. I mean, just the imagery and the style that they did this in was fucking amazing, dude. It was an amazing movie. It really was an amazing movie. So, yeah, fuck Barbie, dude. I really don't have a desire to see that, but we probably will because, I don't know, my girls.
I heard Barbie was like interesting because the thought-provoking part of Barbie was the fact that I don't want to give any spoilers away here, okay?
Yeah.
So everybody turn off if you don't want to hear it. But at the end of the movie, she thinks about like joining the real world and she wants to become real. And that's the whole thing of like, do I leave my fake world behind and become like a real person?
Well, I'm not going to shit on it. Like, I love toys. I get the idea that Barbie's huge.
I would shit on it.
Well, would you? Like,
right on it.
You actually shat on Barbie?
I would.
Right on her chest?
I would drop trow.
Okay.
And shit on Barbie.
Oh, dango.
I don't know. I don't
admit it, son.
I'm like not sure if that's good information. Like, I don't know.
Chris is just like, I would drop a massive shit on Barbie's chest.
Dude, I think like from
not in a sexual way, an insulting way.
Oh.
There you go.
Dude, I heard. Listen, there might be some. There's probably some cultural bullshit in it. I'm sure it did it. But I do see like when you see the imagery of it and how they actually created it and the way that it looks, I thought they did a pretty cool job on keeping it very Barbie-like. I'm not a Barbie guy. I'm sure most guys are not Barbie guys, right? So it was definitely sold to all the girls that had Barbies growing up. I'm sure some of the boyfriends went.
I feel like Barbie was just created to create image complexes in young women.
Well, dude, that's why they dropped both those movies at the same time, because you had Barbie appealing to women, you had Oppenheimer appealing to men, you had both of them in the theaters at the same time. They're like, hey, I'll go to Oppenheimer with you, honey, if you go to Barbie with me.
Chris, you want to pull your hat off and see if you got blue hair? Because I feel like that's a saying that you would say with a blue hair woman, like, it's created for a complex system.
No. I don't know. That's just always been.
It's been around since the 50s?
Yeah.
So
Chris is going to like glue his hand to a piece of art here soon.
He's going to spread yellow paint and orange paint.
No more war! No more war!
He comes out like, I'm a fucking woman. There we are. Hear me roar.
Carbon is killing everybody.
You guys just stop it already?
God.
Come on.
That's good stuff, dude. Dude, I know we don't have much time. The other one I wanted to talk about, I don't really care to use it for next time, and I'm not going to bring it up real much. But
just a quick little video.
There's a Nordic. I'm not going to bring up the video. I'll just ask you guys. Like, I saw this video where they were talking about like Nordic culture, And they were saying that in Norway, babies sleep outside in the snow.
Oh yeah, I heard about. I heard
I watched
they
that
keep them
video.
in cribs,
interesting.
or in their like strollers in the fucking snow.
Yeah.
And they're like, like they believe that this babies sleep better. They do sleep better. And I'm like,
it's just the naps though, right? Not all night. That's what she said in the video.
Yeah, something to that effect. But can you imagine like the outcry that you would see if you were just driving down the street and there were fucking little strollers in every driveway?
Yeah.
There is something to that though. I make sure my bedroom is cold. I love sleeping.
I love cold.
Yeah.
I love cold. 100%. But I'm saying you think of like a toddler or an infant, like you would think like that's like you're putting yourself at a risk of like hyperthermia, even if you're bundled.
Maybe.
Like, you know.
So I watched the video and she said like they bundled them up, they get them all. So the only thing that's really kind of exposes their cheeks because they have the hat on, they have like whatever.
They're mostly worried about
it's one of those things.
Cold, right?
Well, I don't know, because it's one of those things where you think about evolution, if you believe in that shit, like if we grew up in caves and whatnot. If we had like, minimal things to keep us warm, I would think that at night, humans would gather together and keep themselves warm and like cuddle, you know what I mean?
Body heat.
And so like the things that's exposed are your face, your forehead, your all that other shit, right?
Yeah.
So I think your primordial brain is like used to having your face be cold at night.
Yeah.
And it does help you sleep better being cold at night.
I agree. And you don't feel like shit when you wake up because you're sweating. Like, I hate waking up sweaty.
Dude, yeah, it's so gross.
It's the fucking worst.
It's the worst.
Gentlemen, I got to get going.
It's time
Family's
to wrap
on
it
the
up
way anyways.
Yeah, it's time to wrap up.
Had a lot of fun, dude. Great videos, Greg. Great video. Chris, great video, dude. Thought-provoking. I like that kind of shit,
I like
man.
thought-provoking. I like thinking.
Shit. Don't go on a cruise anytime soon. You might get fucked, dude. Especially don't sell your house.
I still want to go on a cruise. I'm not going to go on a 3-year one.
All right, folks.
Oh, freaky diggy.
Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. And we shall see you on Friday.
Yeah.
Cheersies.
Later, guys.